Welcome everyone, Maté Talk time. We are back in the office, which is equal part easygoing, because when I'm out and about, they're fun, but a lot of work, baby. A lot of work in the filming, in the thinking, and then a lot of work in the post-production and bringing it all together. So this is it's almost like visiting an old friend, sitting down, having a mate together. Yerba mate, actually, we did an awesome mate meetup here in Melbourne at Oillataguerre. Had some people who've been wanting to try mate for the first time. I should have taken a photo of this, and I didn't. So they drank it. They looked at me like, what are you giving me? Why are you trying to poison me? Probably another sip or two, and they were all throwing the mate outside. They were putting it into the garden. So clearly it's an acquired taste. I really thought that with a little bit of sugar, everybody's gonna love it, but I've discovered more and more that it is definitely an acquired taste. But for me, it's heaven, baby. I made the audacious claim, or comment, not a claim, comment to one of these individuals. His name is Max. This photo here. I always love this photo because he looks so uncomfortable, and I'm purposely just milking it, just being a goofball. But anyway, so I said to him, it's better than coffee. And he looked at me like I had just profaned or said something blasphemous. And he's like, don't ever say that again, please. Anyway, I think mate is divine, and that's my drink of choice for today, for this mate talk. Buckle up, everyone. I've got a feeling we're gonna be here for a little while because we're talking about a subject that I absolutely adore. All things Nasomatto, everything else, but first a little sip, excuse me. Welcome everyone, it's good to be here. What inspired this episode is, for those who saw the live last week, I was in the store Harry and Me. They have this, I don't know, what is that? A meter tall bottle of Pardon. And it is so beautiful, everybody. It is so, so sexy. I had to move it. I had to pick it up and move it. I was so scared because I'm thinking, I don't know what it's worth, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be worth a lot of money. But it's just so beautiful. The grain, the actual wood grain on that lid, it's a piece of art. Anyway, so I thought, you know what? Today I'm gonna do all things Nasomatto. While I was in the store, actually, surprise, there's a little surprise for you in the middle of this video. Now, good news is this. There are chapter markers, so if you don't want to hear some of this stuff that's happening, just chapter mark through. Yeah, that way you can jump around. Before I begin anything, I do want to talk about the Discovery series that launched on Sunday. This is a concept that has been in production, and hand on my heart, in production for 8 months. So I've been working on creating this concept. Started off with a pilot so I've done this before with roads. Started off with that to see if there's something there, and then when I was in Cannes, I did a lot of meetings with a number of people. I met with the Une Nuit Nomade people. They loved the concept, the idea, so we began to explore this even deeper. I felt a lot of pressure creating that video, I have to be honest with you, because I wanted it to be perfect. Normally I have a lot more of a loose style, you know, I just sort of let time become perfect sort of thing. Whereas that I wanted it to hit the bullseye, almost like a Robin Hood, you know, when the bullseye, the arrow goes into the bullseye and then Robin Hood ching, splits that arrow in half. Well, that's what I wanted to do. Anyway, I'm glad that it's resonated well. Those who have participated in buying the Discovery set, following along with me through that episode, have really enjoyed the experience. Have a look at the comments coming through. A lot of the comments that you have placed, so I want to thank all those who did comment, because some of the things that you said resonated really deeply as to what the objective, or my objective, was in creating that series. The motivation is that I get a lot of people who ask me about, you know, some fragrances that I enjoy, but they don't have access to them in the country that they're in. So part of the research, trying to find brands that can actually deliver across the world. So here's one that can, and I'll go on more with the link that you'll have at the bottom. If you click on that, you'll get free delivery anywhere across the world. Now, everyone's been using the code NFC10, and that gives them 10%. So that link will give you free delivery. NFC10 will give you a 10% discount. So you can buy this, explore alongside me in part 1. Part 2 is coming out this Sunday. The brand have been so happy. So the good people of Une Nuit Nomade have been so happy with the way the sales that they've been generating from their end, and the fact that people are now exploring discovery sets alongside this, that they've added another promo. I've got another promo code for those. So if you participated in part 1 and you thought, you know what, I do like some of these, you can use NFC25. And what they're doing here is that if you buy a 50 ml or 100 ml bottle, then also select a 25 ml travel perfume of any other fragrance that you love. So here's a suggestion. So you buy the 100 ml of sugar leather because it's glorious and you're going to use it. And then you realize that Mr. Vetiver is absolutely off the hook and you love this a lot. Put the 25 ml also in your cart. Use the code NFC25. It'll discount that 25 ml, which is 45 euros, which is pretty generous. And then you'll just end up paying for your sugar leather and you'll get your free delivery. Boom, that's pretty cool, huh? So my suggestion is this. So you wanna first participate in the Discovery series, use NFC10, get your 10% discount, get that, see how that goes. And then if you love something, then use the code NFC25 so that you can get the free 25 ml travel size. Bada bing, boom, boom. Allora, all right, so anyway, those who participated in part 1, part 2 is coming out, and I look forward to hearing your comments. For me, this is now the beginning of the beginning because I want to, the beginning of the beginning, what does that even mean? Anyway, I want to do more of these. So I'm already in conversation with some other brands. One that is close to tipping over is Sospiro. I'm so excited about this because for those who saw the Sospiro video, again, another brand that we got a lot of great reception between Kevin and I. One thing that we forgot to put in was Basso. Basso. Anyway, everyone's been going, how come you missed this one? So I'm doing a discovery series and I will make sure that that's included in the mix, okay? So planning to do another discovery series episode. It'll be part 1, part 2, but it'll be on Sospiro. So watch the space, more's coming in that regards. All right, so I've got some announcements to make, but before I start the clock, I want to let everybody know that I've got it's Christmas in June at the moment because there's a lot of prizes that I need to reward people with. I've had 2 promos plus the membership, and I'll tell you more about that. But before I start the clock, at the end of this video, there will be all the announcements. So who won the Une Pistache locally for Aussie subscribers, who won the 8 and Bob things. So that all jump to the end, you'll see who won. All that will be put together and start the clock. But actually stop the clock. Let me just have a little drink. The power that I have, it's incredible. All right, let me settle in a bit more. I mentioned, so in that prize is gonna be the membership spin. So I was meant to do it last week. I do it at the start of every month. Because of the live and then the traveling Maté talk, I missed that week, but it'll be done today. Now, to become a member of the channel, my brain's going, no, you need to ask them. You should become a member of the channel. So, I'd love you guys to become members of the channel, and the reason for that is, 1, it's a support. So it's a great support to myself and to the channel overall. 2, every month we do the let me send you something. So it's a raffle, put everybody's name, everybody who's a member into that raffle. I'll spin twice. So if we're above the 60, which we're currently at 66, boom. So I will spin twice, and now the winners of that, you send me a message as to fragrances that you love. I'll send you curated, so I'll handpick some fragrances that I believe that you're going to enjoy, and then a few extras that I'd like you to sort of push you in that direction. Have you checked these out, basically? Great way to explore. I curate them, and I do it specifically for you based on what you enjoy. And the other part that just launched this month, which is Discord. Now, the Discord channel, the NFC Discord channel, is invite only, and it's only for our members. And it is, from what I understand, is going off. I'm a Discord rookie. I'm getting my sea legs are a lot better, but my 2 editors are deep involved with a number of other Discord channels, and they're both like super impressed at the level of engagement that is happening. sometimes I get a lot of questions asked of me, like if I have this fragrance and this fragrance, which one should I buy? Or I'm coming into winter or into a particular event, what should I get? Well, can you make some recommendations? I do my best to answer those. I get a lot on Instagram. I get a lot on YouTube. I try to answer those as best as I can. But the reality is I don't have all the time in the world. And so what has happened in this Discord community, these questions are being raised or suggestions are being made, and now the community has come in, and a lot of these people in here are what I would consider either veterans or 5-star generals. There's a lot of new recruits in there too, but we've got some real seasoned individuals who love all things niche perfumery. So if I can't, I'll do my best to answer, but if I can't, you can ask. If you're a member of the channel and you have access to that Discord channel also, you can ask those questions in there. And I've noticed that there's a really good dynamic and community that's beginning to emerge in there. Now, if you are a member of the channel, we did send a message out to everybody to say, send us your email because we'll send you a private invite to that. We've got a number of people still that we haven't heard from. So if you are a member of the channel, send us a quick message or send me a DM on Insta, and I will make sure to send you a link so that you can join that Discord also. Boom. The beep bop boop. Okay, so memberships, Discord. Sorry, last announcement and we're done. The France Fragrance Tour is ending. So, well, not ending, but the doors are closing. So after the 30th of June, we're not going to take any more bookings. Only because 1st of July, we're announcing new tours, and also we need to bed everything down ready for September and to get moving on that. So if you are sitting on the fence, if you're still like, would be cool, then join us. Have a look at the link that's below. That'll take you straight to the website. You'll see all the details. We are locking down some big things. Two of the big things, we're locking down some of the guests who will join us on this. So the experiences that will be exclusive to this actual tour itself. Two massive things, two major windfalls for us has been being able to have both Anna-Sophie and Amélie from Flair Studio. They are creators of some incredible fragrances. I mentioned this probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. If you look at, again, I'll put a link below so you can have a look at their list of perfumes that they've created. They are super big hitters, and I have a lot of their fragrances. So they are going to be joining us on the Jovoy Day. We will have an ability to sit with them, to speak with them. If you would like them to sign your bottle of frappans, because they've made a lot of frappans, they've done a lot of the Soradoras, the BDKs, etc., etc. So if you would like them to, and even to ask them questions about perfumery, if you're interested in knowing how certain notes work, I mean, it's a great chance to be in a much more informal setting, relaxed, and being able to connect with them one-on-one. The other person that we've locked in, and I mentioned this last time around with Kevin, is Gianluca Paris. This is a big, big deal. This man here is in high demand. He is obviously the creator and owner of Paris Monte Carlo. He's been with Santa Maria Novella and he was not able to talk about his own personal brand. And so he's literally joining or rejoining his brand in September, and he's actually going to be joining straight away. So almost like the first things that he's, being back in his business will be to be with us in Monaco. We will be doing a masterclass guided by him, plus luxury travel, plus the chance to visit a lot of France. Then join us on this tour. Would love you to be a part of it. But end of this month, we're done. We're moving on. All right, small drink, and then let's talk about all things Nasomatto. 14 minutes. I haven't done too bad. I haven't done too bad at all. It was around, so you can tell I'm about to start a story. Sit back, pour yourself a fresh drink, because we're going to go into a little bit of a history on all things Nasomatto and the journey there. 2017, I was doing a walking tour through Florence, and I've always been a perfume lover, like ridiculously crazy perfume lover. I had a massive designer collection, just about every Chanel, every Dior, a few Yves Saint Laurent. What else did I have? Anyway, bottom line is a lot of fragrances, okay? walking to Florence, and the lady said, this is our oldest pharmacy here in Florence. It's Santa Maria Novella. I'm like, cool. The monks were making perfumes back in 1412. I'm like, whoa, back it up. One more time. Yeah, Caterina de Medici, started telling me the story. And it blew, honestly, and I know it sounds now it sounds ridiculous to even think this, but at the time I thought that only perfume was made by the big fashion houses, Chanel, Dior, etc. Not realizing that there was this subgenre called niche perfumery, small batches, very artistic, very, sometimes even regional. You can only find it in certain locations. And it just blew my brain. So I went into the Santa Maria Novella store and discovered this incredible collection of fragrances. And that began what now I realize is my full niche journey. And I was all in. I gave away my designer fragrances. I'm just like, I'm not doing these anymore. Everybody around me was like super pumped. Like they were literally, it was like a yard sale, except that there was no sale. It was just, beep, bop, boop, people taking fragrances. So I jumped all in with all things niche perfumery, and it would have been about, so that was in Florence. Then the year after, so 2018, I was in Rome, and there's a beautiful boutique. Just so those who know the Spanish steps, you go up the steps, you turn right, and I think it's called Cherry Profumi, something like that. And super, it's like a size of a shoebox. The woman in there is super knowledgeable. I think has been there from the very beginning. And I walked in, perfume everywhere. And I was like, this was like Aladdin's cave to me. And I'm like, whoa, this is cool. And I said to her, so again, 2018, 1 year later, designer into niche, so still very young and fresh, absolute new recruit as the categories I like to give. And I said, dude, give me a good Italian fragrance. I want to buy myself a really beautiful Italian fragrance in Italy, in Rome. And she says, don't worry about it. I got the perfect one for you. And she reached over and she gave me DURO, because I remember the lid, and I'm like, whoa, look at these. I'm like, look how fancy these bottles look. And I remember spraying it, and I remember sort of recoiling backwards and looking at her with us like a side eye, thinking, you sneaky person, you're actually trying to sell me some bad stock. You're trying to sell me something that you can't sell, and I'm, this doughy-eyed Aussie boy coming in, and you're gonna take me for a fool, basically. And I said to her, no, this is terrible. this is like that. She's like, and she looked at me, then she looked at me like, what are you crazy? She's like, no, this is, and then she started, I remember, look, I don't remember the name, but I remember she started telling me about the perfumer. So obviously it would have been Alessandro. I've been saying it wrong all this time. It's Gualtieri, boom. The beginning of the beginning. So Alessandro Gualtieri, and he does this and he does that, and he's very clever and he's that, and I'm like, whatever, lady. And I remember smelling, actually, it's on here, and I'm like, this is witchcraft. This is what, I don't know what this is. And I'm like, no. This is not for me. And I remember walking out, and I went to, I won't say, because I enjoy that fragrance house too, and I'm not saying that they're any lesser than these guys, except that I wasn't ready for this masterpiece over here. I genuinely thought that she was trying to hoodwink me, trying to trick me to buying something that she couldn't sell, not realizing that she actually was giving me something that is so divine, so pure, gold, so incredible. But I was just too new, and my nose had not evolved. I was not ready for this masterpiece here. It took me about a year and a half later, as I started getting deeper into niche. I connected with, there's a beautiful boutique here in Melbourne called Law Perfumery. I remember walking in, and they've got all the Nasomattos and Orto Parisis, and I thought, you know what? I need to give this a second try, and let's roll the dice again. And I sat with the owners there, and we went through it. As a customer, because at that stage, there was still no NFC channel or anything. I just went in because I wanted my curiosity. I walked out with DURO. And not only did I walk out with DURO, but I also kicked myself for being such a fool and not buying my first Nasomatto in Italy, in Rome, But I just wasn't ready. And so the bottom line is, these fragrances, for those who are new recruits, I'm going to put forward some suggestions to you, okay, today. But having said that though, the way that I would define this is for semi-pros onwards, all right? So you've already got a few fragrances under your belt as a new recruit if you're coming from designer across, and now you're beginning to explore. But I'm gonna put some suggestions to it. Now, have a look at this while I drink this. Have a look at all these comments. Ha 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 ha. And there's more. That's only some of them. I went through, I curated a little bit to, grab some that were intriguing, but I've been pulled up on why have I not done NUDIFLORUM? It deserves some celebration. So it's taken me a very, very long time to come across to this. And even though I've been in love with the brand for a long time now, probably about 3 years now, or actually deeper when the channel kicked off, I just could not convert over to this fragrance here. I remember, so last year I was in Cannes, we had wrapped up the fragrance tour from last year, and kicking around, beautiful boutique. I can't remember the street, but there's this incredible boutique right on the corner. Walked in and there's this beautiful display of all things Nasomatto. I saw NUDIFLORUM and I'm like, I'm a big boy now. I mean, I consider myself, surely, if not a 4-star general, if not a 5-star general, at least a 4-star, So I fairly deep into it. It was a very hot day in Cannes at the time. So what I did like I always do, I think I sprayed twice. I put them across my arm, lift up my shirt, bop, and put another one there. I couldn't wait to go back to the apartment to wash this thing off. And even to the point, Sandra was like, you stink. She's like, that thing is just like, it's going through walls, And I realized in that moment, I thought, one, I realized I wasn't ready for it again. I still not ready. Almost made me want to cry. And secondly, I realized this is not a summer fragrance, in my opinion. This is not a summer fragrance. This, in fact, is a winter fragrance. So as we kicked into winter here in Melbourne, I started to test. I started to test this again. And I have to say, it's almost, I came at it very apprehensive. I just, very just gentle, little baby spray here, because my last Cannes experience, that really knocked my head around. Honestly, almost like gave me a headache. It was so intense. All right, so this fragrance is glorious. NUDIFLORUM. It is now in the collection, I'm proud to say. It's back in it's in the, not back, but it's in the collection now. I will do a deeper review on this, but off first cut for those people who might be interested. For those who like leather, but done in a gasoline style. So it's more than just animalic. Animalic, you have a little bit of musks and that kind of sassy sort of scent profile to us, whereas this has this almost, not petroleum, but a gasoline component to it. It has a very rich jasmine, indolic intensity about it. For those who are not familiar with all things Alessandro, Nasomatto, Ottobarizi, he doesn't reveal notes. And so I love looking at Fragrantica and the speculation, because that's all speculation, all right? Don't take that as gospel. The speculation that's in there. And for me, everyone's listing all these different notes. For me, I get jasmine. I get this jasmine. They're out listing a rose. I'm actually wearing it today too. Give me a second without bumping the mic. Beautiful, everybody, it's gorgeous. Today's cold. I only did 2 sprays on my body, and it is, as I've been preparing for today, I'm just getting this beautiful, but it's not floral. And look, it's hard to pinpoint. It definitely is very leathery and very, there are floral components to it. It's funny, there's no sweetness, but there's a sweetness in there too. As I was preparing this morning, I sprayed on my hand NUDIFLORUM and DURO on the other one. Give me one second. Nice. Oh, the NUDIFLORUM, because I'm getting a slight sweet. Wow. Because I was going to say this. They're very similar. in that this is a boss, so NUDIFLORUM would be a boss female fragrance. Does have those leather animalic components, but it does have the florals in there. I say jasmine, some people say rose. I also feel that there is like an iris component to it too. And the fact that NUDIFLORUM makes you feel like there are florals in there. I don't know if that's a real play on word or anyway, but so I would see this as a really good female boss fragrance to really, if you want to go in with confidence, ladies, this would be divine. And this is a good masculine male boss fragrance. So DURO is exceptional in that space. And it's interesting that both of these have potency. I showered, so I put it on this morning, I showered, it's now been 5 hours with a shower and they're still on my skin. They're still very pronounced. As I said, for me, NUDIFLORUM is on my body, so I'm getting a lot more of that. But amazing. The NUDIFLORUM, bada bing baby, gorgeous fragrance. I feel very proud of myself. I feel like I've grown up and I'm now part of the big boy club. I got my big boy pants on. And so I look forward to sharing more on all things NUDIFLORUM. Now, there was one question that was raised and I need to address this very quickly because there's more to this. In the Discord, the question was raised that they felt that DURO was not strong. And they felt that DURO didn't have the sort of level of presence that they thought it might have based on comments and everything else. So 2 answers to this. Number 1, have a look at my Maté talk. Actually, here's the thumbnail for it. I actually did a live test of this for a subscriber in the early days. And you have a look at that, you'll get both the experience that I had in the office as I was wearing DURO, and then the experience as I traveled, because I went to Sydney on that particular trip. And so you'll get the full blow by blow, or play by play, when it comes to how this fragrance performs. What I've discovered, and again, this is at the detail today, is that you underestimate the power that this fragrance has. It's actually very, very potent, but it's not a room filler. So it's not like an amouage or like a full beast mode fragrance where it's designed to just radiate across the room. This is a fragrance that is beast mode for you. And it's about stealing you. The full story behind this was Alessandro's first fragrance. I think it was 2007. Anyway, here's a thumbnail for the full video, but I'm pretty certain it was 2007. I wrote it down somewhere. 2007. Up until then, Alessandro was actually working for a large organization as a perfumer, a gun for hire, creating stuff. And he, in his own words, said that his life force was being drained out of him because he was so bored with what he was doing. And there goes more into detail about that. So he launched Nasomatto in 2007, took a massive gamble. This is back when there was not many niche fragrance houses at the very beginning of the whole niche renaissance, essentially. Everything was being dominated by perfume houses and big brands and all the rest of it. But he launched Nasomatto and it was a resounding success. And DURO was his first one, and it was all about fortitude of mind, about strength. So this fragrance is a good masculine fragrance for you. It's not a room filler. People come in close to, well, for me at least, they come in close. They can detect this incredible, gorgeous, woody, sweet fragrance. It has like a boozy opening to it. That boozy or sweetness stays within the fragrance. It is a very woody fragrance. It does have, I'm gonna say, patchouli in it. I get a musty, camphorous side to it. But look, I have a lot of fragrances and I don't spray heavy, and it's been hit hard. This is a big hitter in my repertoire. Whenever I need a good mind fragrance for a tough meeting that I'm about to have, DURO is my companion on that. So going into that Discord conversation, and if anybody else has that question, DURO is exceptional. But I'm gonna stop because we're about to pop any minute now, and I'm gonna go into the rest of this. Okay, back. What I should have said is, have a look at this. So last week I filmed with Nat from Harry and Me. I asked her the question, tell me your 5 favorite Nasomattos. This is what she said. I actually want to ask you very quickly.
Yes.
So from this collection, because you're very knowledgeable when it comes to all things, all the beautiful perfumes you have here, in Harry and Me, so the story is Harry and Me, What would you say is your 5 pick? Not in order, just 5 of your favorite from Nasomatto.
5 favorite. 5 that sell really well?
Actually, no, 5 that you love.
Okay.
And they can sell really well too.
They kind of go hand in hand because you sell what you love.
Right.
So 2 most popular is Black Afghano
Yes.
and Narcotic Venus. On opposite ends.
Yes.
If there was a line of things, they would be on opposite ends.
Okay, there you go. So Black Afghano, gorgeous, sort of cannabis note, chocolatey and oudi-like, and this is just seduction.
Well, it's what is it? Sexuality in a bottle.
It is.
That's what it says.
It is.
And that's what. And yes.
All right. So, and the next one that you would put in?
Next one is actually my favorite, which is absinthe.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, and I came across this accidentally. It's on the end here.
You're the best. She knows the bottle.
Because for me, I don't really like green fragrances.
Yeah.
I don't like anything that's herby.
Yeah.
And I thought I always pigeonholed it without actually smelling it and putting it on my body. And once it goes on, there's a creaminess to it without that sounding strange. Yeah. A creaminess and a woodiness to it that's beautiful. Still has the green.
Gorgeous.
But yeah.
Understated, obviously, because people don't talk about this one as much. So I love that you've chosen that.
Yeah.
All right, your next one?
It's beautiful. DURO for its traditional, just woods in a bottle.
Here's a tough question. I feel that this fragrance has great longevity. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree, absolutely.
Some people say that it doesn't. They put it on skin and it doesn't perform as well.
Men or women?
Men.
Okay. This one is quite popular with women, I find.
Right.
Yeah. And I have worn this in the store and, you know, I'm in here 7.5 hours and I go home and my partner's like, what is that?
You smell good.
Yeah.
So this is my experience with it also. It's not a room filler. It's not designed to be that. It's not designed to slap somebody in the face. It will linger on your skin.
Yeah.
You know? So as someone comes close to you, they'll pick up DURO. It's a long-lasting fragrance. So I'm glad that you think the same way.
Yeah.
Last one. What would you put in?
Oh, it's a really tough one.
So many
okay.
good ones.
Okay, so one that I don't think you could go without is the silver musk.
Absolutely.
A
Good
silver
choice.
musk you could also use as a base and layer.
I totally agree.
You could put a different fragrance on the top of this. But again, I think there's a little theme here where I like restrained fragrances, where it mixes with your own scent, and silver musk is that.
So here we go. This is a Nat, expert of the store when it comes to all things perfumery. I think I heard a story that you once sold a man, like he walked out with like a bundle of perfume. So skilled lady when it comes to you know, communicating the beauty of perfume. If you're interested in any of the Nasomattos, this is Nat's choice, Nat's pick. Not in any particular order, but these 5 are the ones that are glorious.
There's still some great ones down there.
Oh look, for me I've got Baraonda and then I've got Pardon, but that's all right. It's not about me. It's about Nat. Nat's collection.
Yes.
Bravo.
You know what I love about that is we all have our own personal favorites. Because sometimes people say to me, give me, you know, tell me which one should I get from Nasomatto. The problem is this, and as I was preparing, I'm thinking, how can I explain this so that it's understandable? It's like so think of your lover, and it's about embracing and kissing that person. Now, what part of that do you love the most? Well, that's a tough question, I'm gonna say, because it's all of it. I mean, it's the embrace, it's the kiss. It could be the start of the kiss, it could be deeper into the kiss. I'm gonna let you guys and your imagination take you where it needs to take you. But you get the idea. Now, interestingly, you could write down, this is what I love about the embrace and the kiss. But if you ask your partner, most likely there's different parts that they enjoy about the embrace and the kiss with you. So the Nasomattos, the reality is it's a personal experience. And I'm gonna put some suggestions. Having said all that, I am gonna put some suggestions forwards for you, but it's such a personal experience. And I know it sounds like a cop-out or that I'm not, you know, sort of addressing it, but there's no simple answer. It's not this and then get this. And some houses, you can do that. You can say, just get this and this is a good start. Whereas here, because they're so unique and they play with you and they play with your own skin chemistry, it's just gorgeous. But having said that, what I will do is, if you are new to Nasomatto, if you are a new recruit, then start here. This is where I would recommend that you begin your journey. Now, this one here gets very little airplay, and I'm glad that Nat put it into her video.
Silver musk is incredible. And the reason why it gets very little airplay is because people want really like room fillers, and they want, you know, like the moment you step into a room, everyone's like going, whoa, who's that? You know, which is true. I mean, because, you know, you want, I guess, bang for your buck. You know, you're gonna spend that kind of money, you wanna make some kind of presence, you know. However, this fragrance is about amplifying your own body musk. Because sure, you can walk into a room, everybody turns around, but at the end of the day, you just want one person's attention. Whoever that might be that you see in this party or whatever, you want that one person's attention, unless you're like a gangster and you want 15 people's attention. But that gets complicated. Anyway, not that I've ever, anyway, I'll stay on target. So you want that one person's attention. So when that one person comes up to you and draws closer to you, they'll smell this, blend it in with you and your own skin chemistry and your own body musk and your own scent profile. And I'm telling you, it creates a beautiful scent profile to you. Watch this video. I went into a lot more detail about the magic that is silver musk. It is really, really an underrated but an exceptional fragrance within the the Nasomatto collection. I've got it here. It is, so the bottom line is this, to simplify it, it's a white musk fragrance. So think of Musk Palace by Javoy, or think, what else? Not a Perfume by Juliet Has a Gun, those kind of styles. The difference here, actually, watch the video, so it saves me time discussing it. But watch the video, I went into a lot more detail about why this is such an exceptional fragrance. It's gorgeous. It's not what you think it is. So you think, oh, your white musk fragrance, I've smelt them before. Test this, just test it on skin. You'll see the magic that this fragrance has. Not a room filler, but definitely a statement maker. When that person, that one that you want to attract, comes up to you, they'll be, whoa, who are you? All right, so trust me on this, gorgeous fragrance, and easy for a new recruit. Someone who's brand new, great place to begin your journey. The other place, if you want now something with a little bit more nuances and a few more things that are moving around and sort of spinning in the air, then I would recommend to you, again, new recruit, you can easily do this, and that's BARAONDA. Now, I don't think I know anybody who doesn't like boozy style fragrances. This one here, to again, simplify it, is a whiskey, honey, rose fragrance. But it's not just that, all right? So don't think that, oh, you know, I've done whiskey, honey fragrance, rose, I know it all. I promise you, this is, again, have a look at this video, as a gorgeous seduction style fragrance to go out on a first date with, or to meet someone special. BARAONDA is gorgeous. Not a room, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm gonna give you a heads up, none of these Nasomattos are room fillers. They're not designed to be that. They're not about, you know, this big, massive push and projection. This is really about artistry when it comes to the construction of the fragrance and how it moves and evolves, and then it's about you. You're the magic ingredient in this and how it blends in with your skin. When it opens, BARAONDA is just incredibly sexy. Let me just tell you, if you're intimate with anybody and they're smelling this, so BARAONDA is gorgeous in, it lasts a long time. So it's a beautiful long, so if you're going out of an evening, you could get a comfortable 6+ hours with this particular fragrance, and it does have an alluring scent profile to it. I have mentioned before, I've got a 19-year-old, I'm thinking, when did he first start spraying? I think it was about 18, who every time he comes into the office and the scent bar, this is the first thing that he reaches for. He just loves anything to do with BARAONDA. So good fragrance for those who are new recruits, but even if you are a 5-star general, I promise you BARAONDA is still incredible. It's exceptional. It moves the way it does. That rose that's in there is so beautifully weaved, and it's masterful. Sometimes you find some fragrances that just state their notes. Here is patchouli, and here is this, and here is that, and that's where it stays. Whereas with this, with most of the Nasomattos, they move in, they weave out, they come forward, they pull themselves backwards. It's just gorgeous. But anyway, BARAONDA, beautiful for any new recruits. And now a little baby drink, excuse me. I want to wrap this baby up.
the last two. Now we're going, I'm going to say this is now for your semi-pros into veterans, okay? I have a good friend of mine who has just got into perfumes, from designers into here. He watched my video on Pardon. He thought, you know what, I'm gonna go get it. Took him a little bit to go. He rang me, he says, oh, I think my bottle might be bad. It doesn't smell the way I thought it was gonna smell. I'm like, do you have a date coming up? He goes, I do. I said, just wear it. Don't breathe it in from your skin. Just let it sort of do its thing, project and see out. A week later or so, he sends me a message, and he said how the person that he went out with, a young lady, could not keep his hands off of him and kept smelling his skin and just making some comments like, I just want to, you know, like, just want to eat, just want to eat you, you know? But no, anyway, it doesn't matter. So it's a very seductive fragrance. This is gorgeous. This is one of my favorites when it comes to going out. So for someone who wants to now have a very masculine leaning, very confident fragrance, but with an edge of sexiness, I guess, if you want to put it that. I mean, sensuality is one thing, sexiness is something else, all right? So sexiness, in my opinion, is about projecting confidence and, you know, soy macho, soy hombre, whereas sensuality is more about, I mean, see, this would be, BARAONDA would be sensuality. It's very intimate and close, whereas Pardon is really, you know, soy macho. What it does here, it has, to my nose, a very clear patchouli note, but with this chocolatey tobacco vibe going on. Moves and dances like just gorgeous, like a bachata. It's really, really impressive. It's really, and there are also like cedar-like notes. There are some sort of aromatic, sort of dry woods component. It really, for a man, this is just incredible, all right? So if you want a good, strong, confident, you know, soy hombre kind of fragrance, that's it, but more on the, yeah, it's seduction side of things. All right, the last one, I've got this only as a placemat because I didn't bring the bottle, and there is a very good reason for that. And that's Narcotic V. This is now feminine leaning, all right? So again, I would say you could be a new recruit, but then I would say from a semi-pro onwards, for a woman, if you want, of just the most, I guess, the companion to Pardon, in my opinion, is Narcotic V. This is now a femme fatale fragrance. This, you would just rule the world with this fragrance, you know, as a woman. Have a look at this comment. This is a recent subscriber, came across some of my videos. He sent me this. I'm gonna keep this, I won't say who this person is, to keep everybody, just keep it anonymous, but look what he wrote about Narcotic V. Again, he saw the video that I created, and he sent me this going, you know, my good, and I mean, I wrote a response saying, I literally laughed out loud when I read this, but I understand the feeling, and this is my personal experience with this fragrance. I've said it before. This is my pure seduction fragrance that Sandra wears that I just get lost in the scent profile. One day, because this is normally a fragrance that she likes to wear going out. She wore it to church one day. This is a true story. She wore it to church one day. She was sitting next to me. We're sitting there and, you know, observing, or sorry, participating in the service, and I just had impure thoughts. I mean, I'm sitting next to my wife, feeling her warmth. I'm smelling this fragrance, which is associated to so many other things. And I'm like, I felt, I'm getting a bit of a dry sweat. I'm getting a bit nervous, but I felt, it felt wrong. And I'm like, I said, don't, and I said to her, again, hand on my heart, I said, don't wear that fragrance anymore to church. It's the wrong fragrance. I mean, I can't concentrate. I just cannot concentrate. So, femme fatale fragrance, Narcotic V. I don't think there's anything greater. Honestly, I don't think there's anything greater that just commands so much attention. I mean, again, it's a tuberose note. Years ago, tuberose was deemed as my brain's just, I'm thinking about Narcotic V, that's what's happening. it was considered as a carnal flower. It was all about sex and sexuality and just, you know, and I think during the 18th century, young women couldn't go out at night because there were like tuberose gardens and they couldn't smell that because then they would have impure thoughts and they would just, you know, I know what it all means. I get it. So this is an amplification of that. It's a gorgeous tuberose, but done in such an animalic, sensual way. It's just, ladies, trust me, this is a glorious fragrance and I'd strongly recommend it to you. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Now I'm smelling something right now and it's making me happy, Baraonda. So I've got a whole bunch of different scents all popping at the same time, but there's one particular note that's beginning, or one of these fragrances really popping. But I'm telling you now, again, this is gorgeous, gorgeous. This is just as a beautiful seduction fragrance to go out on a date with. This you'll attract someone special. All right, well, hopefully they're special. That's it. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. That was as I said, I had a big feeling or a thought that it was going to be a much longer Maté talk today. I love all things Alessandro Galtieri. I do regret not buying this beautiful DURO when I was in Rome many years ago. Although I think this part of the story is also quite comical and quite funny to think that I really thought that this woman was trying to sell me poison as opposed to an absolute and pure masterpiece. Look forward to your comments. Love to see what your favorite Nasomattos are. I'm finally graduated. I've got my NUDIFLORUM, so I will be doing a review with this in the coming weeks. And yeah, I'll add that to the total collection that is all things Alessandro Galtieri. Anyway, thanks everyone. We'll see you guys all on the next Maté talk. Welcome back, everyone. So this is the new segment, well, not new segment, but I've got 3 prizes that I need to give out. So we're gonna do the first one, which is the Libertine winning of the Une Pistache full bottle. These are the beautiful people who have entered that draw. Good luck. Good luck. Ilias, congrats, man. Congratulations to you, Ilias. You've won the Une Pistache. Send me your address via DM and boom. So last week I did a live in the Harry and Me store. There are 2 prizes to be won. I asked a question during last week's traveling Maté and I got a number of answers. These are all the beautiful people that did answer. Good luck. I'm gonna spin the first spin. You choose between the travel size, or you can have the Discovery set, which is also pretty good, but I would choose this one. This fragrance is glorious. It's just like, forget about it. All right, good luck, everyone. First spin. Thomas, congratulations, my man. Thomas, you've won. You tell me which one you would prefer. And now for the second spin, who's gonna win the second prize? Good luck. Josh. Congrats, Josh. You'll win, so whatever Thomas lets me know about, you'll get the second one. Boom. All right, now last spin. This is, whoa, look at this. Look at this. These are all the members currently in the channel. It's 66 members, which is just awesome, so awesome. I'm gonna spin twice. Whoever wins, DM me, tell me what you like. I like putting together a nice box. There's probably about, I don't know, 10 samples in there, different things, and see what you will enjoy. And we begin. That's a big spin. I'll have a drink. Good luck, everybody. Senor Mike, let me know what you love and we'll get something organized for you, my friend. And next, it's
all boys today. What's going on? Where's the girls? Where's the girls? That's an inside joke. Good luck. Boom, Kimberly. So there you have it. Christmas in June, 3 amazing prizes. Look forward to getting your DMs on that. And we'll see everybody on the next Maté Talk.